Hey everyone, it's Josh here from ATM Stake Pool and welcome to the AdaPulse YouTube channel. So if you're new around here, AdaPulse is your friendly guide to the wild world of Cardano and beyond. You know, we're all about breaking down sort of all the blockchain chaos into bite-sized, sort of understandable pieces. And today we've got a classic crypto showdown, which is Ethereum versus Cardano. What's the difference and why does it matter to you? But before we jump in, just a quick note. AdaPulse is powered by Project Catalyst, which is a cool Cardano initiative where the community, you know, that's you, gets to sort of fund and shape the future of Cardano and crypto. But if you want to help us keep the lights on, consider delegating to ATM Stake Pool. It's a simple way to support us whilst earning some rewards for yourself. But anyway, let's buckle up. Ethereum and Cardano are like rock stars of the blockchain world. Ethereum's like the seasoned legend and Cardano's the rising star. So let's see what they're all about. So what are Ethereum and Cardano? So let's start with the basics. So Ethereum kicked things off in like 2015 as like the pioneer of smart contracts. You know, those sort of little programs that let you build decentralized apps or dApps for everything, you know, from trading digital art and whatnot. It's like the multitasking champ of blockchains, but, you know, it's not perfect. You know, think high fees and traffic jams, essentially. Cardano rolled up in 2017 with a kind of different vibe. It's the brainiac of the bunch, if you like, you know, built with peer-reviewed research and a focus on security, scalability, and saving the planet to a certain degree, I guess. It's less sort of let's rush this out and more sort of let's build something that lasts. So yeah, so you've got two different flavors there, you know, which leaves the big question, which one is for you? Key difference between Ethereum and Cardano. So if you're wondering now what's the deal, here's how they stack up. So firstly, you've got consensus mechanisms. Now, Ethereum used to run on proof of work. Now, to understand that, which is the same as Bitcoin, imagine quite a loud energy hogging monster truck. That's probably a good way to put it, because it gets the job done, but it ain't exactly winning any green awards either. Whereas Cardano's always used proof of stake, and that's like a zippy electric scooter. You know, it's light, efficient, and eco-friendly at the same time, because it's not using much energy. Now, Ethereum's switch to proof of stake happened in the last year, so it has already happened. It was stuck in coming soon for quite a while, but it is here. But it doesn't seem to have made much difference in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, yeah, so we move on to scalability. So Ethereum is like a crowded street in that sense. There is tons of action going on, but it does clog up pretty fast, and fees spike like coffee prices on a Monday morning. Do you know what I mean? But Cardano's built with layers. So think of that like a smart sort of highway, motorway system, you know, designed to keep things moving even when, you know, there's a lot of traffic coming. But then you've got security. Both are pretty tough, actually, on security. But I'd probably give Cardano extra credit still. You know, its updates are always checked by academics, so it's less likely to, like, trip over on its own code. But however, Ethereum's been around the block, and obviously that's taken some hits in its time, and it's still here, so, you know, take that as you will. But you have got the difference in development approach. So Ethereum does seem to have this sort of build now, fix later type. You know, it's fast, chaotic, but full of energy at the same time. And Cardano's the more methodical planner, sketching out blueprints and double checking the maths before actually anything gets built. Ethereum Strengths. Ethereum's got some real bragging rights, let's be honest. So, you know, it's the king of dApps, thousands of them, from DeFi platforms to NFT marketplaces. It's got the biggest crowd, which means more users, more developers, just more everything. You know, if you want a booming like ecosystem with endless possibilities, Ethereum's your spot. But you know, it comes at a catch. All that popularity, it comes with a price tag, unfortunately. Transactions can cost you loads. You know, and sometimes it's like tipping a waiter for like bringing you just like water, you know. But still, you're in the thick of the action. So in that sense, Ethereum's hard to beat. Cardano's strengths. Now, Cardano's got its own shine. Like, it's always been green. It's always been proof of stake. So it's always just sipped energy instead of guzzling it. So you can feel good about the planet in that sense. Security's top notch. You know, it's all peer reviewed, so you get less oops moments. And smart contract platform, or Plutus being the main one, is like coding with guardrails. It's safer, less likely to crash. You don't pay fees on failed transactions with smart contracts, whereas you can with Ethereum, and those fees can be high as well. So you could be paying loads for something that didn't actually happen. But, you know, Cardano's also got Project Catalyst. So that's Cardano's way of letting the community vote on what happens next. So it's a blockchain with a, you know, democratic twist. And like I just say at the beginning, it's how AdaPulse got here. So if you want low fees and a future-proof vibe, this is where Cardano's got you back. Which one is right for you? So here's the million ADA question. Which one do you pick? Well, obviously it depends. You like a busy ecosystem and don't mind splurging on fees? Ethereum's your playground. You want sustainability, low costs, and a blockchain that's built to last? Cardano's a match. You know, developer, Ethereum's got a head start, okay, with tools and resources, but Cardano's catching up with its user-friendly sort of setup, and AdaPulse is here to help you along the way as well. But, I mean, here's the secret. You don't have to choose. There's plenty of crypto fans that play both sides. It's like picking between tea and coffee. Sometimes you want both. It depends on the day. Conclusion. So there you go. Ethereum versus Cardano simplified. Ethereum's the loud, bustling veteran, if you like, and Cardano's the thoughtful, forward-thinking contender. But both are awesome in their own way. Let's not forget that. And both of them are shaping the future of crypto. So props go to each side. But yeah, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe and tap the bell button so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you've got a hot take or a question, drop it in the comments. You know, I'm listening. But anyway, if you want to support AdaPulse and the Cardano mission, do consider delegating your ADA to ATM stake pool. It's a small step for you, but it's a big win for the ecosystem and us as well. And you'll earn rewards, obviously, along the way. But thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. So keep exploring.